as you and I have talked about quite a bit, I don't even think it matters. I don't actually believe that these lawsuits matter anymore, right? Because I think the action has entirely moved to the FTC. And you and I have talked about, mentioned
the DOJ, but yeah.
No, not even the DOJ, because DOJ is the enforcement wing, right? FTC is a regulator, right? And you and I have talked about it, was it a couple episodes ago?
Yeah.
We said Lena Khan, the commissioner of the FTC, got her the majority Democrat commission, right? It's no longer 3-3, it's 4-2 now. And I think you're the one who pointed out that she only has a certain amount of time. The clock is ticking, right? Because if the Republicans win, which they will in November, that changed the political landscape.
Hold on. That's a big statement there. What are you predicting?
A red wave, Republicans take the House. They might take the Senate.
Okay, might take the Senate. Okay.
Might, but they're most certainly going to take the House, right? That's not me saying that's like every pollster. That's fucking Democrats themselves saying it. That, you know, unless there's some huge event on the current trends, what we know today, it's going to be a huge red wave. Republicans going to take the House.
Like Roe versus Wade, you think, you know?
I don't think so, because the polls I've seen post Roe is that Republicans gained, the Democrats lost, right? So I don't think it's going to reverse.
Let's not get into that, for Christ's sake.
No, when I say red as events, it's like, who knows, like global thermonuclear war, something, you know, some major humongous event that makes a lot of undecided voters go, hey, you know what? Fuck those Republican guys. We need to go with the Democrats. It's not right now today. That's not what the political trends are pointing to. So she's got to act pretty quickly. And then after that, she's still going to be, you know, like Biden's still president for 2 more years. Right, she'll have about 2 years left. I think they act via the FTC, not DOJ, not these lawsuits, right? And on that one, you make policy arguments for sure,
right?
Because that is nothing about legal precedent. It's not about that. It's about, okay, well, what should the regulations be, right? And on that front, I'm not sure what happens. My guess is that the FTC comes down pretty hard in the industry. Right? And we've debated that already, which is why this episode is like beating a dead horse again. But I mean, what's your take? Do you think the FTC acts hard? And if not, why not?
Right. So I mean, I think you're right. I did say, you know, they've only got a limited time. They only got limited resources. The article we read, it was nowhere talked about real estate. But, you know, and again, this is where my naivete about how the FTC works versus the DOJ. We had an agreement with the DOJ. They struck down that agreement. The NAR did.
Right.
But we're suing the DOJ, or is the DOJ suing us? I mean, NAR
is suing the DOJ.
Right. So we're in a lawsuit with the DOJ. We're in a lawsuit. And then there's other lawsuits that are naming MLSs and franchisors and brokerages. Right.
But those are all civil.
Yeah. Right. So where do those all stand? I mean, I think that, you know, there is a relationship obviously between the FTC and the DOJ, but I'm not exactly 100% sure how. I think all that stuff, to me, I think that's less of a concern. I think I'll agree with you here than it is these lawsuits. Right. I'm
the other way. I'm saying the regulation is the bigger concern than the lawsuits.
See, I'm thinking now it's probably the other way, because they're not actively suing us. They're not actively doing anything. We're suing. When I say we, I'm saying, you know, organized.
Yeah.
They're suing them. The stuff that they have to keep their eye on the ball right now is all these civil suits, right? Those are the ones that could be anything else. There's nothing actively happening really.
I guess the question is, do you just want to wait until the FTC comes out with rules? Because that's what they're going to come out with. Here's some proposed regulations, right? And there'll be a period of public hearing where people can comment.
But it seems to me that, and again, I keep getting the FTC and the DOJ confused, but it seems to me that the way that it's happening is that, didn't the DOJ or the FTC, I think it was the DOJ, did they give some sort of arguments in these cases? Like this should not affect, this ruling should not. So it seems to me they're working through these lawsuits and not kind of directly themselves. So that would again say to me that they're either going to support when they can support when it supports their own goals, or they're going to wait and see how these things play out before they do their own move, right? So again, to me, it goes to me that the things that we have to worry about now are the current lawsuits we have in there, because not only the plaintiffs are doing that, but also the fucking DOJ is helping them out in some regard, right?
For sure, yeah.
Does that make sense?